people write my check. Every one of them do. So I try to spend as much time as I can with them, and if we don't rise to the occasion all the time, then I feel like I've failed. Yeah, this thing here I pulled out of a shed in Alabama.
If you think Hollywood is just a land of red carpets, golden awards, and perfect smiles, then you're only seeing the surface. There is another side, a deeper, darker world full of secrets, lies, and power struggles. In 2025, a person's fame is not just about talent, it's about silence. It's about loyalty, and sometimes it's about what you're willing to cover up.
Absolutely. So, we've been very blessed. We've had the same crew for 13 years. And so everybody I work with was very close to Frank. And there's not a day that goes by that we don't think of him and talk about him, or what he would have done or what he would have enjoyed. I've known Frank since I was in 8th grade, and we're very close to each other. He was the godfather to my nieces, and I was lucky to be there when he passed. And
that's where the story of Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz begins. A story that doesn't just involve two former friends from a reality show, but something much bigger.
We're outside American Picker star Mike Wolfe's store, Antique Archaeology, and just steps away from his vacation rental, Tulane's Guest House in LeClaire, Iowa. The U.S. Sun has obtained first photos of Mike days after the passing of his beloved friend and longtime co-star, Frank Fritz.
For years, American Pickers seemed like one of the most innocent shows in TV. Two guys driving across the country, finding treasures in barns and garages. People loved it. At one point, the show had over 3 million viewers per episode. That kind of popularity brings attention, and sometimes it brings danger. Frank Fritz and Mike Wolfe were more than co-hosts, they were partners, best friends, brothers in business.
Frank, aged 59, experienced a stroke in July of 2022, leading to his placement under conservatorship and guardianship during his recovery from this medical crisis.
But after Frank's health declined and he left the show, things began to change. People noticed that Frank had been gone too long, and when questions started to rise, answers came slowly, and then all at once. On April 3, 2023, an unmarked envelope was discovered in an old book inside an FBI office in Chicago. The envelope contained a handwritten letter. It was from Frank. In the letter he wrote, "Mike wasn't a bad man, but Hollywood corrupts. What we need to preserve isn't just antiques, it's evidence." That one sentence lit a fire. It made investigators look back at everything, and when they did, they found something shocking. Mike Wolfe's fingerprints on a fentanyl bottle found in Frank's home. The drug was not part of Frank's prescribed medication. That discovery changed everything. The FBI began digging deeper. Their search led them to Las Vegas. In 2016, Mike had quietly started a shell company there. The company was supposedly for independent film production, but records showed something else. Large sums of money were moving in and out, millions over just a few years. Some of those funds matched donations made to help Frank recover after his stroke. The money didn't go to Frank, it went into Mike's company. That raised serious questions. Was Mike trying to help Frank or silence him? Then came the biggest surprise. In a quiet neighborhood in Los Angeles, the FBI raided Whoopi Goldberg's mansion. What they found changed the case. Hidden behind a fake brick wall in the basement was a vault. Inside were personal letters, documents, screenplays, and a rusted box with a red wax seal. Inside that box was a VHS tape, and along with the tape were photos. Dozens of them. Some were Frank and Mike, others showed a man named Howard Emerson. Howard Emerson was once a giant in Hollywood. He had produced several hit films in the 90s, but in 1999, he disappeared after being accused of money laundering. No one had since seen him, but in one of the letters found in Whoopi's basement, Emerson wrote to her, "If I disappear, let them know." It all started that night. That night, as it turned out, was captured on the VHS tape. The tape showed a secret meeting from 1998. It took place in a mansion in Malibu. In the video, several powerful Hollywood figures were seen discussing ways to control media stories, and they talked about manipulating news cycles, award shows, and even deciding who gets to be famous. It was chilling, and it was real. Frank had found this tape by accident, he discovered it inside a storage unit that once belonged to a retired Hollywood director. He kept it hidden, he made copies, and according to several people close to him, he had started documenting everything. Emails, phone calls, and conversations. He was scared. He believed someone was watching him, and maybe they were. A former assistant of Frank's told investigators that Frank once received a package without a return address. Inside were financial documents. They showed connections between major Hollywood studios and offshore accounts. The assistant believed it was a threat, a warning to stop digging. But Frank didn't stop, and that may have cost him everything. After Frank's death, Mike was arrested and charged. In court, he didn't cry, he didn't even explain. He said only one sentence: "Goodbye forever." To some, it sounded like a farewell, and to others, it sounded like a warning. Like he knew the end was just beginning. After the trial, Whoopi Goldberg disappeared from the public. No interviews, no press. Just one haunting Instagram post, and the Z caption read, "How long can you hold the light if you're surrounded by mirrors already broken?" That sentence shook people. What did she mean? Was she hiding something, or was she trying to protect herself? In the months that followed, more pieces started to fall into place. A second envelope showed up at a news outlet. It contained an audio file. The voice was muffled, but experts confirmed it was Mike Wolfe. He was heard saying things like cleaning the house and making sure Frank doesn't talk. That audio was enough to reopen the case, but it didn't stop there. The FBI launched a new operation. They called it Mirror. Its goal was to investigate the secret network that was believed to be controlling parts of Hollywood from the shadows. Investigators believed that more VHS tapes existed. They believed that Howard Emerson had started a full archive before disappearing. No one knows how many tapes were made or how many still survive. What's known as this: the black book found in Whoopi's basement had over 40 names. Each name was marked with a threat level. Some were Hollywood producers, others were television executives. A few were politicians. Many of these people are still active today, still making shows, still controlling the media, still in power. As more people began to talk, stories surfaced. One producer from American Pickers said that Frank had grown paranoid in 2020. He started carrying a notebook everywhere. He told the producer, "If anything happens to me, the truth is in the tape." Another crew member remembered seeing Frank break down after getting a message on his phone. He didn't say what it was, he just said, "They know I know." Meanwhile, records showed Mike made several trips to Eastern Europe from 2017 to 2019. On paper, the trips were for NT exploration, but local reports said he met with private intelligence consultants. These were former agents who had shifted to working for media firms. They specialized in story control, strategies for changing public opinion, and hiding truths. Now, before you leave, just don't forget to comment down your thoughts on this situation. And while you're down there, make sure to smash that subscribe button as well.